If you're from the UK and you love cars, then actually we're pretty lucky because we have a lot of car shows and culture around us. And in this video, I'm going to discuss pretty much every car meet and show across the country, from players to modified nationals, from Japfest to Goodwood, all of them in between. Here is a brief sentence or two on what the show is about and whether you'll be interested. Hope you enjoy the video. Obviously, I'm not going to get every single car show and event on this list because there'd be way too many, but really I want to go through the main ones that you might be interested in as a car enthusiast or just someone who wants to go and see some shows. They will be in date order of 2023, what starts at the season, what ends at the season, stuff that you might be interested in between. I'm going to get the main events on here, and hopefully you'll be able to see which ones work for you and which ones you might want to avoid. And hey, maybe the UK isn't as bad as we thought it was. Number 1, Japfest. Japfest has been firmly established as Europe's most popular and enduring Japanese car event, i.e. being the biggest. They actually host at Silverstone and it's a great venue, and often there's a lot of cars to see. It's probably one of the biggest events I've been to. I just came from Japfest 2023 this year, and I can definitely say that now that we're in May, this is a good start to the season. Japfest offers a lot of cars and makes and models and pretty much anything you can think of, from K cars to your R34 GTRs. You've got drifting and a lot of brands and clubs to buy from, and you can also camp if you wish. Tickets range from £20 to £40. Japshow is held on Sunday the 14th of May 2023 at Santipod Raceway, in the sense that it's not actually a circuit, it's a drag strip. Japshow, and I'm sorry, I do like other vehicles as well, not just Japanese. There are bikes from Nissan Micros to, again, GTRs, and it's a great day out. Tickets are £24 and kids are £5. There's a lot of cars to see, but it's not quite as big as Japfest. It's also worth noting that you can camp here as well, and it's worth booking your tickets in advance for this one. Again, it'll probably be in May from every year. Keeping in line with date order, we have number 3, which is ExtremeBHP. ExtremeBHP is a mostly northwest group, and they've been hosting car events and meets for over 14 years. Predominantly you can see them at the Three Sisters circuit, which I've attended a number of times, and they are great meets. To say they're really fun because it's a variation of different cars, not just Japanese. ExtremeBHP offer and boast about 24,000 members being in their Facebook group, which makes it a lot of variation when it comes to any model and make of car. Whether it's American, Japanese, or European, you will find it there. Pretty much everything across the globe, and I really like ExtremeBHP because they're very welcoming of pretty much anyone. Number 4 is the ExclusiveJDM season opener, held on Saturday 27th of May at the Motorist in Leeds. ExclusiveJDM are an up-and-coming JDM scene, and they've been really cool because I've been to a few of their events. Very much creme de la creme of Japanese cars, and of course Connor and Andy are very welcoming if you have anything that's JDM. Some things to note about ExclusiveJDM are that they do host in different areas, probably 5 times a year, and often it can be at Newark Showground to the Motorist Hub. Probably worth noting they have a premium membership, so you can grab a lot of their cool gear. At number 5 is Cumbria VAG. Cumbria VAG is predominantly a Volkswagen Audi Skoda car show festival. They do have specially selected non-VAG cars as well. One I've not been to yet and is definitely one to go to because I would really like to see a variation of different models and different countries. They do camping because it is in the Lake District, of course. In terms of ticket prices, you're looking at £11 for a Sunday and £35 for a weekend, and it will likely be priced at the same or near enough the same for the next year in 2024. Number 6 is Players in Goodwood for all you southerners. Players is hosted actually in the UK and as well as America and California on 17th of June down at Goodwood Circuit, and it's a great place to be. It's actually a lawn and tranquility of Goodwood Motor Circuit that makes it so good. This show has a variety of cars paralleled in the scene and often can be including classics, hot rods, circuit monsters, drift cars and everything in between. This isn't the Goodwood that you know, but of course this will be on the list. Players is typically a very high standard and you can definitely expect to see some great cars whether you're supporting or you're on show. Number 7 is Lytham Car Show, held on Sunday the 18th of June, back up in the north. Lytham Car Show is slightly different from the ones you've just seen before, as it's not a typical car brand or show that always necessarily happens, but they do raise money for cancer research, and it's a great selection of classics, supercars and modified cars. At number 8 is Yorkshire Modified Car Show, held on Sunday the 18th of June at Malton in North Yorkshire. Still definitely worth it for all you northerners, because frankly we don't get enough of them in the north. This is a great show and it pretty much hosts every single thing you can imagine. It is very much a family orientated show. Again, you'll get everything from American to modified or classics, Japanese. There's lots going on at this show. There's also an outdoor stunt show, time trial course, and modern day fairgrounds with DJs, nightlife, and you can camp as well if that's something you're interested in. Number 9 is Jap Vs German on Sunday the 25th of June in Manchester. Again, in the north. It's a rogue static spin on classic style event that was a big hit in the last few years. And so, of course, as you'd expect, it's Japanese versus German. I think that's a great mix of brands to bring together. Often you'll either get one or the other, and you'll kind of want to see a bit of a mix, so it's definitely one worth looking at. Their new location this year is at Old Winians Rugby Club in Audenshaw, Manchester. At number 10 is JDM Combe, and as you might have guessed it, this is again JDM. This is hosted on Saturday 1st of July at Castle Combe Circuit in Chippenham. There's displays, drifting demos, individual shows, shine, and track days, so there's a lot to see. This is one that you'll probably want to put on a calendar for your JDM enthusiasts. Number 11 is Kultureshock, hosted on Sunday 2nd of July in Gateshead, Newcastle. This is pretty far north, and what's unique about this one is that it's hosted in Gateshead International Stadium, a football stadium no less. So pretty much the only one on this list that is going to be hosted in a football stadium. Cultureshock is well known for the modified cars that they have, and it's very high quality standard. Tickets are pretty good as well. If you were to buy now, you can buy them for £17. I don't think there's any camping available because it's near a football stadium in the city centre, so you will have to get accommodation or hotel. At number 12, you have Wheels Up North Weekender, hosted on Saturday 8th of July in the Lake District. This is a mix and a blend of loads of different vehicles and music as well. You've got the vehicle displays, you've got live F1 at the same time usually, refuel zones of food and drink, bars, family entertainment, trade, stunt shows, film vehicles, camping. This is really just one big car festival essentially, and Wheels Up North Weekender is huge. Ticket prices often range depending on whether you're camping, because there is a lot of different things and areas that you can book. Typically want to look at around £16.50 for a general adult entrance, and with camping you're more looking at an extra tenner. At number 13 is probably the biggest event of the season. It is of course the well-known, world-famous Goodwood Festival of Speed, hosted from Thursday the 13th to Sunday the 16th of July at Goodwood in the south. This is a 3-day event and obviously will mean a lot more money. Tickets range from anywhere from a general admission for £60 up until well over £200. You could spend a lot more. Camping is involved, you get hotels nearby. There is a lot of cars, a lot of famous people, a lot of big brands, the creme de la creme of events. You're going to see some of the best supercars, some of the rarest, and some official cars, such as the Ferrari 250 GTO, the super expensive millions and millions of pounds cars that you would not see every day. These are not things that you're going to see potentially in a lifetime. So Goodwood Festival of Speed hosts race cars and celebrities like Sebastian Vettel. Loads of people will turn up to this event. It's a huge one and it's definitely recommended for the car enthusiast. This is the Glastonbury of car shows. At number 14 is Modified Nationals, hosted on Friday the 21st and Sunday the 23rd of July in Lincoln. Modified Nationals claims to be the biggest outdoor and indoor modified event in the country. It's held over 2 days because there's so much again to see. There's music, fashion, food. Again, a little festival essentially these car shows are now becoming in the UK, and it's great. I love it, and I will go to every single one as much as I can. Specifically the American lowriders to Wall of Death and your typical Japanese German modified cars. A typical weekend ticket, £62 and held every year in July. Number 15 is Tunafest. Now, Tunafest is technically 3 different events. Tunafest South, Brands Hatch, Tunafest Midlands, Donington Circuit, and Tunafest North, Alton Park Circuit. All great British circuits. Tunafest is exactly what you'd imagine it to be, a no-compromise celebration and performance tuning. And it offers a host of every single brand of car, giving a lot of track action. So there's a lot going on throughout the day with drift competitions, the British Drift Championship, a lot of circuit racing, and it's just a lot of fun to watch. There's some supercars to see. Camping often depends on where you are. You'll probably look around £20 to £25 for a ticket. We are well over halfway through this list, and I can promise you it is worth it. Next, number 16 is USC. USC is a ultimate street car event, and again, it claims to be one of the loudest, most hottest, most fastest modified car festivals in Europe. And again, it's very much a festival. You've got trader stands, camping, show and shine, drifting, stunt displays, jet cars. Back at Santa Pod, and it is a lot to see and do, and you can even take your car on drag strip. Tickets for this are not cheap, probably one of the most expensive after Goodwood. Weekend tickets are around £120, and obviously you'll want to see the weekend because there's music at night. At number 17, we have the Ultimate Show in Liverpool. Yes, much like Eurovision, they are also hosting their own major car show, and it is indoors. Again, they also claim to be one of the biggest indoor car shows, but you do get that a lot with these organisations and shows. But I'm fine with that because there's a lot to see. Once again, this is going to be a show about performance, modified, retro, and supercars, along with brands and traders. It'll only be for one day and is hosted on the 13th of August 2023 at the Exposition Centre in Liverpool. This would be definitely a great one because Liverpool's a great city, so seeing all these cars in the city will also be really nice. It's a bit of a state-of-the-art venue and very fully flat, smooth surface, so it'll definitely look good for all show cars. Tickets are only £20. Coming in at number 18 is Gravity Show. Yes, they were brought to our attention last year through the negative press they got from their owners and spectators with cars being scratched, but it is back this year on 26th and 27th of August in the NEC Birmingham, and hopefully for the better. We'll see if they can improve from what happened last year with all the videos that I also made on one. It is definitely a great show nonetheless. Gravity is pretty much about slammed and bad cars, so if it is something you're really interested in, definitely worth looking at. Tickets for Gravity typically are around £48 for a weekend show at the moment, so it's a big one, but it's definitely worth checking out. Much like Japfest, there will also be a German car festival on Sunday the 10th of September at Silverstone once again. It's essentially Japfest but for German cars, so you can call it German Fest if you like. This German car festival will be launching back at the iconic Silverstone circuit, and it's pretty new. It'll be great to see a mix of VW, Porsche, Audi, Mercedes, and BMW amongst the rest, and there'll be track sessions much like there was at Japfest. You can go for club or public tickets, and typically you'll end up spending around £20 to £25 for the day, although I've always maintained that Silverstone should be a 2-day event. Rounding off the year is Ultimate Stance on Sunday the 5th of November in Telford Arena. As you might have guessed, this is all about stance and bikes, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I used to think this was very much singling out people who didn't have that, but you can still definitely turn up as a show spectator or park on the outside as well. Ultimate Stance is definitely one to check out, and you'll see a lot of cool builds and a lot of fresh ideas from the people. It's very much a one-day event, but there'll be DJ sets as well as trade stands. Tickets are very reasonable, £20. As a bonus, it's definitely worth mentioning Adam Seafest, famous YouTuber who you should know by now, of course, hosts his own show in the last few years at Wilton Mill Kart Circuit, and there's everything from modified supercar, JDM classic, retro, and American. And of course, Calvin Car Diaries, famous YouTubers often and more recently have been hosting their own shows, much like me, hopefully in the future. I really hope you enjoyed this video on every single main car event in the UK, and it's definitely helped you in some way. Yes, there'll be ones such as Tatton Performance and Classic shows and some of the American car shows that may be up north or down south specifically that are a bit smaller. And yes, there is F1 Silverstone, but I'm not really classing that as a car show. There is a host of car events and shows that you can go to. While there will be some people will say I've missed some, please do let me know in the comments what I've missed. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I've really enjoyed making it for you, and I hope it's useful and it's giving you some ideas of events to go to this year.
Don't forget to subscribe if you like car content.